Be reasonable. Let's be reasonable. If you want to have a military base, for example, if you want to have a military base in one of our countries, well, okay, you have to accept a military base of ours in your country. If you want to police security in Africa or the Middle East or Asia, okay, let's make it reciprocal. And we'll send our security forces to Chicago. We'll send our security forces to San Francisco, to Detroit, and to New York. You see how ludicrous that sounds? When someone suggests doing to you what you do to everyone else every day, I mean, do you want to have the New York City subway patrolled by armed Senegalese forces to protect your civilians against your armed mass shooting terrorists that you have over there? Well, fair is fair. Should be like this. I mean, the truth is your cities are more dangerous than ours, but you have your troops all over our part of the world. How does that make any sense? Even though it's none of your business. Our security is none of your business, just like your security is none of our business. But let's play it the way that you play it. You know, you occupied land inside of Syria the size of West Virginia. So what if we sent some of our military forces over to your country to occupy, say, New Mexico? New Mexico is one of the most violent states in America. So we'll send our troops over there, occupy New Mexico, and restore order for you. How does that sound? Does that sound reasonable? I mean, let's make these security agreements reciprocal. Because let's face it, your society is far more unstable than any of ours. It's more violent, it's more dangerous, it's more explosive and more implosive than any of our countries. I mean, the only reason our countries are even dangerous at all is because you're in them. So either you let us come over there, if you're going to come over here, or else we just decide to leave each other alone.
First and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash, and to all souls great millstone, while lunch is truth, and also to the Ophilat that is scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom, and come back here today with another great powerful lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And the type of day lesson is, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. So I like to say Shalom to all our listeners and learn. Hope to sweep you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, I have a quick precept, the book of Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 1. It said, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And one thing about it said, woe going to what? Destruction. So woe to the what? The bloody and deceitful man, the one that's constantly robbing, stealing, and killing to this day, and constantly setting up what military bases all across the world. Not a keeper at home. Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And one thing about it, we seeing that these heathens are raging. Also, they're constantly fed up with what America, Babylon the Great, fed up with all these different what policies, that what their democracies, you know, they fed up with all their influence, you know. So we seeing right now that these nations are constantly what pulling away from the hammer of the whole earth, the nation police, constantly going in other people nation, you know, setting up their puppet government, their policy, their democracy, you know, their influence, you know, also robbing them of their resource, and also what? Pillaging and killing, you know what I'm saying? Shedding blood to this day. Since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. So recompense is upon us, and the Lord is getting ready to repay. So it is payday. So that's what we are constantly longing for each and every day. How long, oh Lord? You know, we are ready for this nightmare to be over. We know that this man is what? We know that death and hell follow this man everywhere he go. He is the troublemaker of the earth. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. He's been dealing very what? Treacherously, you know. And one thing about it, we know that he's constantly what? Bringing this order out of chaos. You know, these everywhere you look, you know, it's civil unrest, uproars of the people, all sorts of calamities, all sorts of events, increased violence, what I'm saying? Also, we seeing that the land is defiled, what I'm saying? All sorts of things. This place is what is all out of order. This is the city of confusion, what I'm saying? And we seeing right now that this man right here has totally destroyed the earth, that do thy will spirit, we seeing right now, but the Lord is constantly shedding light on all this wickedness. So now we know that shameful spirit is upon his glory, because he has dealt very treacherously. Now he's getting ready to be dealt very treacherously with, because he has spoiled many nations. This man, goes all the way back, to what the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, that old serpent, in the garden, when you go to Genesis chapter 3, it tells you that, he's still, we have certain peoples on this earth that have the spirit of Cain, the children of Cain, the children of the serpent. So they're here today, and one thing about it, we know that, that the Lord is getting ready to put this nightmare to an end. So right now, we seeing right now all the lies and deception, it's constantly coming to the light. The Lord is shedding light on all this wickedness and all the lies, all the unrighteous decrees, that they have prescribed, all sorts of things that's going, unrighteous dealing, we're in that transition of power. So right now, what was done to us is getting ready to be done to them. Also, these other nations are getting ready to turn upon America. That's what we're constantly seeing right now. All this thing that's going on in the world, we're seeing that things happening overseas right now in the Middle East. Things are heating up. Also, between all these other nations, guess what? They're getting ready to come to America, but it's going to be 10.0, a time of trouble that we've never seen before. So let's read this in the NLT. It says, what sorrow awaits you, Assyrian? And who are the modern day Assyrian? That what Esau, Edom, and it says here, so who has destroyed others? I said, but have never been destroyed. So one thing about, we know that America has never been attacked. No one has never came to America's shores, come from another nation and came and totally took over this place. They always going over in someone else's country, setting up their government over there, constantly robbing and stealing, killing, and setting up these all sorts of unrighteous decree, unrighteous dealing. But now it's getting ready to happen to America, but from the inside out. You already know that they have these sleepers. They're constantly talking about the Venezuelan gangs each and every day. And one thing about it, we already know we're not distracted. Also, they're talking about these elections. But this place had never been conquered, but it's getting ready to go down. This place is getting ready to be totally destroyed. There will be no inhabitant left here. So let's read this once again. It said, but what sorrow awaits you, Assyrian? What the modern day so-called white man. It said, who has destroyed others, but have never been destroyed yourself. So one thing about it is getting ready to happen, so they're getting ready to get a taste of their own medicine. So as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. So recompense and judgment is right upon us. The Lord is getting ready to set the record straight. And one thing about it, this man's reign of terror is almost over. And we're seeing that these nations are constantly, are fed up with the whore that sits on many waters. So we already know that they shall burn the whore. Let's see here. It says, but have never been destroyed yourself. You betrayed others, but you have never been betrayed. When you are done destroying, say you will be destroyed. So when you are done betraying, you will be betrayed. So we seeing right now that America is getting ready to be totally destroyed. Also, they will be betrayed by these other nations, their allies. That one that was at peace with them was constantly, working hand in hand. They're getting ready to turn on them, which in fact is NATO, and all these other nations right now that, are constantly, saying that they're with America. But one thing about it, we knowing that the least of the flock should draw them out, And one thing about it, we knowing that time of trouble is coming. This thermonuclear holocaust is right before, even though that will sound like a broken record, but these are the time that we're living in. Let's read this once again. I love the way this sound in the NLT, Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 1, it said, what sorrows awaits you, Assyrians? who have destroyed others, but have never been destroyed, said yourself, you betrayed others, but you have never been betrayed. So when you are done destroying, you will be destroyed, and you are done betraying, you will be betrayed. So that's what's getting ready to happen. We're seeing right now, these nations are fed up with America. You know, right now that they're constantly doing all sorts of things, trying to set up, putting sanctions on people, putting up these bases, and a lot of people are running them out. I think it was Niger, I think it was some part of Africa that they ran them out of their country, you know. So we begin to see that America, which in fact is the so-called white man, he's not welcome anymore, because they already knowing his characteristic. You know, they already knowing that he's going to rob, steal, and kill, and also tell all sorts of lies and deception. And these nations are pissed off. And one thing about it, that right now, you know, he's living fat off the hog. And right now, he knowing right now that his time is very short. He's seeing that his days is determined. So that's why he's trying to bring forth this new system, this new fourth industrial revolution, dealing with these robotics, this different technology. You know, it's getting ready to put into play these lying wonders. So one thing about it, they bow, you know, all the atrocities, all the blood that has been shed, his blood is getting ready to be shed. You know, since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. And one thing about these nations are getting ready to spoil America, Babylon the Great. In 1 hour, thy judgment come. That thermonuclear fire, and also that laser and chariot fire. The Lord's getting ready to make it plain upon the table. So now let's go here to Ecclesiastes chapter 8. You know, right now he's thinking that, you know, hey, he gotten away with something, but he hadn't gotten away with a damn thing. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11, it said, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So right now, you know, it's been so long, you know, they thinking that what they're doing is right. But one thing about it, that, you know, the Lord is constantly setting them up, you know what I'm saying, for a time and a season, for what that said measure, you know what I'm saying. He has bound that he cannot pass. So the Lord is getting ready to judge him very quickly. You know what I'm saying? When they say peace and safety, then total destruction will come upon him. You know, right now, you know, he's thinking, you know, he's speaking great words against Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, but only for a short season. So I was reading in NLT, said when a crime is not punished quickly, people feel it is safe to do wrong. So one thing about it, he constantly thinking that, you know, he is going to be a god. He's thinking that he is going to be in rulership forever. But one thing about it, he's imagined a vain thing. The Lord is getting ready to cut him off. He's getting ready to go into slavery for 1,000 years. After slavery, he will be totally eradicated. When you go to Obadiah chapter 1, it will tell you about the destruction of what Esau Edom. And one thing about it, that, you know we're gonna be rejoicing. And one thing about it, that when you go to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10, you know what I'm saying, you know, the one that led us into captivity shall go into captivity. You know, he that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. So the Lord is getting ready to execute judgment very soon. Even though we're seeing right now that, you know, a lot of people think, oh, this is not going to happen, that ain't going to happen. You know, one thing about these prophecies are not prolonging anymore. You know, and these things are constantly picking up. We are very excited. We know that the Lord is getting ready to bring forth that judgment. You know, and one thing about these evil men are constantly waxing colder. I mean, waxing evil and evil. You know, and also they're getting more. The deceived and the deceivers, the Lord said, is mine. You know, the Lord said he's in perfect control. So even though he's trying to bring forth all these different agendas, these plans, but one thing about it, the Lord is going to judge him, and he's going to be cut off forever. We cannot wait. And so, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. So now let's go here to Habakkuk chapter 2. Habakkuk chapter 2. Habakkuk, where is that? Habakkuk chapter 2, one moment. Let's see, here it is right here, Salaki. Habakkuk chapter 2, let's start up at verse 5. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. It says here, ye also said, said, because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keeper at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and as and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. So right now, this man is not a keeper at home. Right now, the Lord is what is moving the northern army far from their borders, which in fact, America military, the armed forces, and one thing about we already know what's getting ready to happen, that, when the least of the flock draw them out, they will be totally destroyed. We already know they have military build up in the Persian Gulf, also that military build up also in the Red Sea, and also around the coast of Lebanon. We see that it's coming full circle. The Lord is getting ready to cut him off. We see it happen left and right. Death and hell follow him. War. Also bloodshed. Also an atrocity. This man is the harbinger of death. We've seen it happen. He transgresses by wine, by what? His policies, his influence, his democracy. His democracy, what I'm saying? That do thy will spirit, So, but one thing about it, everyone is tired of the whore, and they get ready to burn the whore. So let's go here. Verse 6, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay, that thick clay is talking about what tremendous debt. And we already know that America I think is about 35 trillion, and one thing about, we know that they're not going to pay back, and he constantly, are going and trying to constantly make himself, that he is, still a superpower. But we seeing that these nations are saying now, have you become weak as we? So we seeing that America's constantly circling the drain. We have a weak leader. And also we seeing that our economy is constantly plunging into chaos. We seeing that the nation is divided and it cannot stand. So that taunting proverb, also we're constantly chanting this place down, asking the Lord, how long, O Lord? Let's see what else here we have here. Verse 7 says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. So one thing about that, we already know that America will be totally destroyed. It's going to be a lot of robbing, stealing, and killing, destroying. Famine in the land, starvation, a lot of things is coming, homelessness, poverty, a lot of great atrocity, great tribulation is coming. Verse 8, it said, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of the men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So that's what's getting ready to happen, because they have spoiled many nations. Of what as thou hast done, it shall be done to thee. So, amen, it's spot on. So America has did a lot of things, or even going back to slavery. Someone got to pay for these crimes. And one thing about it, the Lord said, I will repay. So we coming very, very close to this time. We're very excited. Let's read this once again. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 8, it said, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So they're getting ready to pay for all the blood that was shed, all the violence in the land, all the unrighteous dealing, all the unrighteous decrees. The Lord is getting ready to repay. The Lord hadn't forgotten a damn thing. Someone is getting ready to pay for these crimes. I didn't do that. It was not me. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's love everyone. Everyone, let's get along. The Lord love everyone. Let's love one another. Let's forgive and forget. You in for a rude awakening. So let's get a quick precept. So the one that, that shed his blood, is, their blood got to be shed also. Let's go here. Let's get this quick one here, then we'll close out. Let's go here to Numbers. Numbers chapter just popped in my head here, through the Spirit. Numbers chapter 35. Numbers chapter 35 and verse 30, I think it's 33. Salaki, one moment. Numbers chapter 35 and verse 33, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is it right here. That's what I want right here. Let's read this here. You know, so we seeing that recompense is getting ready to happen. It says here, it said Numbers chapter 35, and verse 33 said, So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So that's plain and simple, you know, because thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. So the one that's constantly shedding blood all across the world, his blood is getting ready to be required of him. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, so a great reckoning is coming. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how it reads in the NLT. It says that this will ensure that the land where you live will not be polluted, for murder pollutes the land, and no sacrifice except the execution of the murderers can purify the land from the murder. So one thing about it, so it's plain and simple. So who's the murderer? You know what I'm saying? Which in fact is Esau Edom. And one thing about it, that his blood is going to be required of him very soon. We're very close to this time. So as thou hast done, it shall be done to thee. So hey man, we coming upon this time. You know, the Lord is getting ready to repay. The judgment is mine. The judgment is the Lord, says the Lord, Salaki. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Vengeance is mine, says the Lord, Salaki. And one thing about it, that we are so very close. Let's go here to Salaki for the rambling. Just a little bit tired, but hey, we're gonna get through it. Ezekiel chapter 35. Let's get this one here. Oh man. There we go. Let's get this one last one here. Let's start up at the top at verse 1. Let's start here. Let's see, can I get a little highlighting here? A little highlight some of these here. Some of these good goodies, but we're seeing right now that the tables are turning. We're seeing that the vibration is changing. We're seeing that the Lord is constantly doing a mighty work. And also we know that the prophets are speaking loud and clear right now. You know, at the end it shall speak and not lie. And also our salvation is very close, that we yet believe. We're constantly rejoicing. And also we're constantly hastening the great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. It is at the door. Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 1, it said, Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesied against it. It's talking about what? Esau Edom, the modern day so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Verse 3 said, And say unto it, Thus said the Lord power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. That's what's getting ready to happen very quickly. Verse 4 said, I will lay thy city waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Verse 5 said, Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So that's getting ready to happen. You know, the Lord's, is getting ready to make inquisition. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, when you go to Lamentation chapter 4, 21 through 22, you know what I'm saying? It says, Ye too shall drink of the cup. It said, rejoice. Go ahead on and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Ye too shall drink of that cup. The cup of what? Oppression. The cup of what? Affliction. The cup of what? Slavery. Slavery is coming back in a big way. Let's read this once again. Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 5, it said, Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and had shed the blood of the children of Israel, said, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, said, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So We seeing right now, they shed the innocent blood of what the children of Israel, which in fact are the Negroes, the Latinos, the Native Indians. And one thing about it, recompense and judgment is upon us. All the atrocity, all the innocent blood that we shed, the robbing, stealing, and killing, the hanging, you know what I'm saying, the decapitation, you know what I'm saying, the what, castration, all sorts of atrocities, that happened, to killed our babies, fed them to alligators. Someone is getting ready to pay for these crimes. And the Lord said his what, it's a prophesied against Mount Seir, what? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the red man of Genesis chapter 25 and verse 25. Let's get this one here. Verse 6, Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 6. It says, therefore, as I live, says the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. And since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So that recompense and judgment is coming. So the Lord is getting ready to repay. You shed our blood. We're getting ready to shed your blood. Also, we're getting ready to sell your sons and daughters. And also, we're getting ready to dash them upon, the walls. We get ready to do a lot of things are getting ready to happen. And one thing about it, these heathens are getting ready to know their place. And also, the times of the Gentiles is almost fulfilled. And we cannot wait. The kingdom of heaven is fast approach. Let's drop down to verse 15. We'll close out here. I done talked long enough. Let's go here. Let's see here. Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 15. It said, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, say, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea. Idumea is a Greek way of saying Edom. Say, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua. So let's read in NLT. It says here, verse 15 said, you rejoice at the desolation of Israel, said, territory. Said, now I will rejoice at yours. Said, you will be wiped out. You people of Mount Seir, so-called white people, Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of, and all who live in Edom. Edom, what means what? Red, Idumea. Man, the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. Said, then you will know that I am the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua. No white man Jesus is not going to save you in that time of trouble. Not Jesus cross. And one thing about it, if you do not know the true names of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, you get ready to find out. The Lord's getting ready to bring that great fear upon these nations and also these two-thirds. So right now, a lot of people don't have the fear of the Lord. They don't have faith. They don't have works. And that's not going to happen. The Lord love everyone. Everyone can be saved. But one thing about it, the Lord said someone is getting ready to pay for these crimes. And it says right there, it says, you will be wiped out. The Lord is not playing. And his word is faithful and true. We know that we're coming upon this time. We know that the Lord is getting ready to repay. So it is payday. And one thing about it, someone is getting ready to pay for these crimes. No one has gotten away with a damn thing. We had to pay. And you're getting ready to pay. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.